Okay, so you want to know what's happening in hour two here. We got a great show for you. David Grasso is going to join us. He's the host of Bold Business. We have him on all the time. And he's talking about the pandemic and how this could widen the achievement gap with a generation of students at risk. And on Bold Business, they talk about things that affect millennials, and they try to empower millennials to get involved and take their financial future in their own hands. And Julio Gonzalez joins us again. He's a great friend of the show, one of the most dapper dons around, and he's an expert in accounting and tax. And we're going to be breaking down Trump's tax returns, this fake news story out of the New York Times that they got 20 years worth of stuff, and he hasn't been and he's been avoiding and evading and all this other crap. By the way, Donald Trump in the last 20 years has paid almost $80 million in taxes. So when you have losses, you get to offset them against your gains. And if you have more losses in a certain year, like when you own a casino and it goes bad, you get a carry forward on those losses. And you get a carry forward on the losses. That means if you make money in the next year, you don't have to pay the taxes. And if it eats up not enough of it, then you can carry it forward to the next year. And by the way, many of the tax advantages that Donald Trump is taking advantage of were a factor of Barack Obama's policies after the 2008 financial crash. So he put in these special tax incentives, which a brilliant billionaire businessman used to his advantage. So, you know, I loved seeing Reverend Al Sharpton this morning on Morning JO, and you know I watch MSNBC in the morning to get my juices flowing and get crazy. But they have Reverend Al Sharpton on there. And Reverend Al hasn't paid taxes in like 30 years. And, you know, there's all kinds of like warrants on him and liens on him, and Obama never did anything. The fact that he owed millions of dollars to the IRS, and Barack Obama was inviting Al Slim Shady Sharpton into the White House, and he never asked him once, hey, you going to pay this tax bill over here, $3 million or something, Reverend Al? But there's Reverend Al on MSNBC this morning talking about how, you know, horrible it is that Donald Trump didn't pay any taxes for a certain amount of years. And by the way, if you're fighting with your, you know, Joe Biden, Trump derangement syndrome friends over there at a cocktail party or something, just because Donald Trump didn't pay taxes does not mean that he didn't owe taxes. He owed taxes, and he had carry forward losses to offset against them. And any one of us who's a small business owner takes advantage of the same freaking thing. If you have losses, you get to carry them forward. And if you have pass-through gains on your K1, you get to offset the losses until you eat them all up. And then you got to pay taxes on the rest. So don't let these lefty loons get in your head and start tricking you into thinking Donald Trump's some big tax evader. Even in the New York Times article, they said there was no evidence whatsoever of Donald Trump doing business in Russia. Although there was all this talk about all these behind-the-scenes deals and Michael Cohen and Donald Trump Jr. was investigated up the wazoo. Meantime, not a single thing in the tax records that they supposedly got their hands on to indicate that Trump had any unsavory dealings with Russia. So lamestream media continues to lay it on the president because why? Because they're losing. Why do they keep telling you that Trump has no path to victory? Because they're losing. And I remind everyone, you people are texting me, JT, they're saying Trump is down 10 points, he's down 8 points. It's all bull. And they tried the same thing last time. It's to discourage us from going to vote, but I know that ain't going to happen. Is David Grasso going to be here right after this? You betcha.